So next up, we have Gustav. And yeah, I think this is an opportunity to hear about how they're doing OHDSI in Finland. We've seen a few different presentations of your work at OHDSI Europe and everywhere. And I think, yeah, it's quite illuminating the way you're working with it as a community in terms of OHDSI Finland working together. So I think hopefully we can learn a lot from the next presentation. So,
thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So yes, I'm here representing what ought to be called OHDSI Finland, but due to, I guess, pronunciation constraints, we go by the name FinOMOP. So on the right here, you see the data partners. So I'm from the Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare. We have 5, these are called well-being services counties, which are run the 5 university hospitals that we have in Finland. And then also as a data partner, we have a FinGen research project who have quite a big cohort of genetics data, which they also then use together with OMOP's registry data for the phenotyping. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do, maybe some learnings and some things, ideas for national collaboration over here as well. And then there's a bit of a marketing pitch of the great data that we have in Finland. So at the Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare, we have registered data. So we have primary and secondary care registry, hospital discharge type data, plus some other registries and other data sources that we try to put into an OMOP database. That's one of the things among many other things that we do. That's me on the right. I'm a data manager, working with registered data now for 7-8 years. And mainly I do stuff with our data warehouse, but also I had the fun and the joy of being in the OMOP mapping and conversion process of our care registries. And I'm co-coordinator of what is now finally also officially an OHDSI node. And since I'm here, I'll also bring up from my CV that I did spend 4 years in Bristol, at Bristol University for my undergrad studies. So it's good to be back. It's been a while since I was in England, but yeah. All right, I'll move on before I get too nostalgic. So obviously we meet with the Finnish data partners, and like you probably noticed here as well, it's just meeting up face to face is really useful. We meet up twice a year, and we actually have a meeting coming up this Tuesday, which this time I think it'll be more of a hybrid meeting because it takes place. The host is the University of Oulu, which is the northernmost university hospital in Finland, and it's a long travel, so not everyone goes there, but it'll be good anyway. We have a steering group. It's chaired by University of Helsinki professor Kimmo Porkka currently. Some of you might be familiar with him. And we have some working groups, Analytics Anonymous and among others, ETL and Vocabulary Work Group. That's been the main thing in the beginning, one of the very concrete things where we collaborated. So we have, as amazing as Anna's work is, and the vocabulary team from OHDSI as their work is, they do not give us a mapping for the Finnish lab classification, lab measurement classification, or the Nordic article number for drugs and things like that. What's that? You haven't asked. We haven't asked. No, I know. But the good news is we do have those now these days. We do have, of course, we have ICD-10, for example, we use from there. But even there, they for some reason they came up with an extension of ICD-10 in Finland because, yeah, the most famous code being childbirth in a sauna, which wasn't available. But we have a repository, so we're really proud of this process. We have a Git repository with mapping files. It's a sort of it's Usagi file format with some extended metadata, and we then also roughly twice every year we take the Athena vocabularies we need and merge them with these Usagi files that we have in a Git repository, and then out come the tables that then anyone can put in their OMOP database. We've been speeding up, so now we're sort of a month or a month and a half after they release, we can have the vocabularies ready, and with the national codes in them as well. A little bit about what we do with our data. There's many cases, of course, but this is something where which we're in collaboratively. So the FinOMOP data partners, we have a consortium where we're all in it together as a partner. So there's currently four active databases, and we're learning, we're gaining experience. Even running very simple federation studies can sometimes pose new and unexpected problems, and I think we're learning and developing, and as of now, I've been told for this presentation I got the number 10 of work orders completed. We haven't built them all yet, I think, but and there's more in the pipeline. So this, at least for now, it seems to be scaling up quite a lot, and I think those of you who are Darwin partners as well can confirm this. But Darwin has been interested in our data a lot, so we're happy, and yeah, it's going forward. But of course, there's a lot more that we want to do, and all of us want to do, than just sort of this simple and federated meta-analysis. So there's some research groups and researchers, particularly at for example, Helsinki University Hospital, who do oncology research and are trying out piloting some quite innovative cases using federated learning and so forth. Eric Fay at Helsinki University Hospital, he presented at OHDSI Europe. Some of you might have seen his presentation there, for example. And we have some of the other data partners as well, and researchers are gaining some expertise in designing and coordinating studies as well. But it's learning. It's a learning process. All right, so the OMOP datasets in Finland. I think I'll preface this by saying why you need to be interested in what data we have over there. There was mention of the European health data space this morning, and we are in Finland, like all European countries, are preparing for this new paradigm of data governance and sharing data. So in addition to, obviously, you can collaborate our data partners and do federated studies with them, but I think the vision is that it will also be possible to use, for example, Finnish data hands-on in a secure processing environment with the OMOP analytics ecosystem set up, and there will be hopefully data available like that cross-border. Third countries like the UK will probably be involved at some point. I think it's in the OHDS timeline as well. I'm not entirely sure what the integration is there, but in any case, and we see that the OHDS directive, it does have some provision as well for a fee structure that would make it possible for us as sort of public domain data holders to to work on some sort of supply and demand model, where if we produce better data, we get demand from elsewhere in Europe, that we can have a fee structure where we actually do get a bit of an overhead. So it's a win-win where we can scale up and do better and more data products as well for the customers, so to speak. We're really hoping that we get the European health data space right in that sense. Yeah, so we have the registries, which cover up the whole population. I'll talk a little bit more in the next slide about what's in them. There's a FinGen database, and as far as the university hospitals go, we're really moving towards having a complete OMOP population there as well. Oulu University is mapping as we speak and ETLing as we speak, I believe. But of course, we have the three biggest university hospitals in the south of Finland already, so it's already covering 70% of the population in those. Yeah, in the care registries we have full population. So this is a somewhat complicated picture, but for example, here we have the primary care registry and the secondary care registry, as well as the curated vaccinations. We've gotten the Finnish prescription center, so we got all the purchases at pharmacies. It says here coming soon, but that's in the line. We also have a national archive of the lab measurements in CDA2 format, and we've just gotten that to secondary use, and it's going into our warehouse now. It will hopefully be in the OMOP data product as well, together with the primary and secondary care registries. And then, of course, we have from the hospital side, we have a slightly wider range, and they do typically have the drugs. I think they similar to, for example, the HERA network. They are doing the drug mappings, and they're continuously improving as well, so that we can get the hospital drugs. Finally, now we have 6 or 7 OMOP databases soon, but we do have a vision that we will be able to serve all of these on a common platform. The idea here is that not every data holder needs to sort of work with setting up the OHDSI analytics platform. Maybe not even do the whole ETL themselves, but we can have a sort of preliminary ETL, and then because we're applying the same mappings for everyone, we could do that bit of the ETL as well on a common platform. And we're starting that work now with THL, the Finnish Institute for Health and Welfare, Varha, which is the Turku University Hospital, and HUS, Helsinki University Hospital, and we're gonna pilot that in the next year, hopefully. On a data platform. And from that, hopefully as well, that will be, so it says here, secondary use sandbox EHDS. Hopefully this will also, on this platform, we'll be able to serve secondary users of data from other European countries as well in the EHDS process in, let's say, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, hopefully. That's the vision we have. Thank you so much. I've been given a poster slot as well in the last minute, so slot number 26. I'm recycling the poster we had at OHDSI Europe, so you're welcome to come and talk to me there. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Fantastic. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Matti. Jem Blom, who was talking about the national HDRS. I guess there's potentially a lot of learnings from your experience that could apply to such a venture in the UK. Can you share with us your top 3 tips or things that you've learned in the last couple of years that you think are, a must for the implementation of such a national infrastructure?
Yeah, I'm going to start with the thing that I was going to ask Jennifer as well, but it was asked similarly by another colleague. But definitely I would look into what's in the HDS directive in terms of what the health data access bodies' tasks are. That's one thing. Sort of keeping in mind possibility of harmonizing and integrating with Europe, and that's definitely of interest. In terms of the infrastructure, I think we're at the same stage as you are. We don't have any learnings yet on that part, but getting together and meeting face to face is definitely worthwhile.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Are there any other questions? Maybe I can ask a question then. So I suppose my question would be how you see the role of a national node versus contributing to kind of Odyssey as a whole, because it's noticeable you have your own vocabularies, you're probably expanding more analytics perhaps, and how you see the national node and collaborating with the international community, like where the national node sits for you.
Yeah, so we weren't officially a national node for a long time, but the collaboration worked anyway. But vocabularies, obviously, we've been having some discussions, and there is collaboration. But we're just very, very thankful for the work that's done in Odyssey. I think it's brilliant, and also having the regular Odyssey Europe meet gatherings and so forth. It's been a good driver for us, but. Collaboration-wise, I'm sure there's more we could bring back as well. We're not really doing our part yet.
No, it seems like you're doing a great job based on what you've shown. Well, thank you for your presentations.
Thanks.